Well, it's a nice little Sunday evening, and so far I've had a pretty restful and relaxing weekend. I have a glass of water here. That means I'm going to open up something right here. Now, I have had different whiskeys from Speyside. There was one time, I think the first time I tried anything that was aged in a sherry cask was some years ago when I went on a cruise, and the only whiskey that was available in the gift shop on the cruise ship was an 18-year-old. It was a Glenfiddich. And one time before that, I tried Macallan. Now, I didn't like Macallan. I didn't like the sherry in there. I wanted my whiskey to taste like whiskey, not like wine. And well, that was my take on sherry at first, and that's where I kind of started avoiding sherry because I started with Canadian whiskey, which had no taste of wine in it at all. It tasted like whiskey. It tasted like grains. It tasted like fermented grains that were distilled and aged in, simple barrels, and none of this sherry cask stuff. So when I first tried that uh, Macallan, I didn't like it. And then years later, I tried the Glenfiddich, 18 years old, that was sherry cask matured, and I wasn't too keen on that. One time, a few years ago, I tried some Aberlour, and the Aberlour was a sherry finish Aberlour, so it was like a 12-year-old with two. It was ex-bourbon barrels to begin with, and then I think the last 2 years of the 12 years of maturation was in the sherry cask. So it was sherry cask finished. Here I have another sherry cask finished whiskey. It's a Speyside. It's ex-bourbon, I think, for years and years, and then it's finished in sherry. This one is available everywhere. This is the lots of glare, isn't there? Um, it's the Balvenie DoubleWood. Let's see if I can make that more easy to read. Put it here. Maybe I turn the light away from it a little bit. Maybe that works better. I don't know. Yeah, it's a Balvenie DoubleWood. So I'm going to try this for a change. And there's the bottle. Yeah. Hopefully you can see that clearly. It is a Balvenie DoubleWood, 12 years old. What else does it say about it? DoubleWood acquires its complex yet rich and smooth taste from maturation in two different types of oak cask. David C. Stewart signed it. Balvenie Malt Master, product of Scotland. The Balvenie. Okay, well, I had another Balvenie not too long ago. I guess maybe early this year. It was a single barrel Balvenie, which was aged in regular ex-bourbon casks or ex-bourbon barrels, and it was nice. I like it like that. This here has, I guess, some added complexity, and it cost a lot less than the single barrel. The single barrel was expensive, but this stuff, I don't know, was it $80 a bottle or something like that? Anyway, I've wanted to try this for a long time, and I finally got around to getting me one. Every time I would go to this liquor store to get some of this, something else would catch my eye for about, a year. And I'd grab something else and not try the Balvenie DoubleWood. Oh yeah, you can see that there's sherry in it, or there's a sherry influence. It's darker than it would be if it was a bourbon. maturation, ex-bourbon barrel maturation only. Oh, yeah. I smell fruits. It's fruity. Not very malty, just very fruity. Yeah, there's definitely plums. I smell plums. Definite plums. Some vanilla. Probably from the ex-bourbon. Smells like it'll taste very nice. I'm imagining that the sherry maturation isn't over the top. Otherwise, it would be rather like a Glenfarclas. And that's what turned me off one time. I ended up getting like a 10-year-old Glenfarclas, and it was a special West Coast edition with a little whale on the, and it was a whale as painted by the First Nations people. It was a West Coast edition, and I wasn't too impressed with that. But then when I tried the 15-year-old Glenfarclas, it blew me away. I loved it. Well, I smell sherry. I smell plums. I think maybe my sinuses are blocked because I'm not getting much else. I have had to blow my nose a few times in the last couple days. I'm getting bacon for some reason. Maybe because I just ate a pepperoni pizza. The taste of what you had before can influence what you're tasting now. Maybe I should have waited a couple hours after eating that pizza. It's not an overpowering nose. Well, let's go for the taste. I'm getting more raisins, prunes. It was plums at first, now it's prunes in the taste. It has a somewhat viscous mouthfeel. Let's try that again. Yeah, definitely getting the influence of the European oak. The European oak has a more, it's hard to describe. It's a different taste than the American oak. It's more complex. Yeah, it's complex. It's just hard to pick out the flavors. Prunes, raisins. That's mostly what I'm getting. Not a lot of spice. No smoke at all. I'm still getting that bacon note. I wonder if it actually is coming from the pepperoni pizza I had or from this. Yeah, okay, when I remember the taste of the Balvenie single barrel, it still has some of that distillery character to it, and you still taste some of the vanilla, some caramel toffee, definitely toffee. Hmm. Caramel, toffee, prunes. You know what? Now that I think about it, there is a spiciness coming in as it opens up a little more, and that is the spiciness from the European oak, from the sherry oak. And I didn't get the spiciness at first, but now it's coming through on the finish. Yeah, this is a most enjoyable little dram. One more time. Maybe I should cleanse my palate a little first. Oh yeah, it's full. I like Balvenie. I like Balvenie quite a bit. And now I see what the added maturation of the sherry cask does to it. And I think I'm beginning to appreciate sherry casks finishing a lot more than I used to. So my whiskey education goes on. Anyway, slancha.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.